Londos, weighing 202, the champion of Europe for the undisputed championship of the world. The official announcer has just introduced the two boys, and they're coming out from their corners to receive the instructions from the referee, with their seconds and handlers right there listening in on the conversation. That's Bronco Nagurski with his back to the camera. The two boys shake hands now, with Nagurski coming back to this corner on the left, Jimmy Londos going over to his corner on the right. Jimmy Londos is giving away. Might have been possible for Bronco Nagurski to get in there with a punishing hold. Back in the center of the ring, they go into the referee's hold once again, each struggling with all of his more than 200 pounds to get the edge of that referee's hold. First one has it, and then the other has it, with diminutive Jimmy Londos backpedaling away over into the corner, ducking out of harm's way just in time, then coming out to meet Bronco Nagurski to the ring once again. Nagurski has on him, and with which he forces Londos smashing down to the canvas. Londos, however, is able to keep one shoulder off the canvas long enough to keep out of danger of losing this one-fall match. He wrestles and writhes and struggles, reaches out with a foot to gain a little leverage from that bottom rope, but the referee was onto his job and kicked the rope out of the way, so he's got to wrestle there. All this time, Bronco the edge. This time, for the moment, it looked as though Londos might have it, but he took a rabbit punch from Bronco Nagurski and retaliates with a closed fist himself. Up against the ropes goes Londos, and suffering a bit from a series of butts to the midsection from Bronco Nagurski. This is turning into a little verbal war here between Jimmy Londos and the referee. The referee doesn't like Londos complaining any good. As a matter of fact, the Bronco doesn't like it and tries to kick his way out of it, finally succeeds in doing just that. And Londos is a little bit sorry that he did get out of that, because it's a very arm stretch there that Bronco Nagurski was receiving, but Nagurski gets out of it all right, comes up with a leg stretch. Watch that right foot of Bronco Nagurski as he steps on the left foot of Jimmy Londos, who's lying there on the canvas, receiving the questions from the referee. The referee says, can you stand the pain? Do you want to give up himself? That was a grand exhibition of strength, but it didn't do Jimmy Londos, because Nagurski came flying off those ropes with the start of a series of flying tackles, and it just had to claim the protection of the bottom rope. Heat in the referee's hold again in the center of the ring, with Londos giving away a little bit, but then he goes crashing to the canvas over Nagurski's shoulder. The second time he crashes to the canvas over the wrong straight shoulder there, and ducks out of the way of wrestling bout with good, clean wrestling all the way. A couple of the finest wrestlers in the business right there in the center of the ring, giving a grand exhibition of the art to about 10,000 wildly excited fans at Convention Hall in Philadelphia. That's Beals again on little Jimmy Londos, and that's a very punishing hold, because if Bronco Nagurski wants to snap it, the result is, or might be, that Londos would crash to the canvas or go over the top rope. Jimmy Londos looks in a bad way there now, as Bronco Nagurski swarms all over him like half a dozen. It's one of the grandest exhibitions of scientific and skillful and strengthy wrestling that we've ever seen. Nagurski gives up and backpedals away in disgust, coming back into the referee's hold again, with Jimmy Londos applying that side chancery this time. The referee apparently rules that it's a stranglehold. Londos objects, but still it gets him nowhere. He throws his hands out in appeal to the audience, but then decides that he'll stick to wrestling and comes back into the center of the ring again in the referee's hold. Let's see who comes out on top this time. Again, it's Londos with a chancery over shoulder. He throws Nagurski. Nagurski implies by his gestures that it's a stranglehold. Nagurski holds onto that top rope there as the smaller man, Jim Londos, tries to throw him out. Both wrestlers go out over that top rope, with Londos the first one to climb back into the ring. He's carrying on tackle. There's another flying tackle, flooring Jim Londos and forcing him out on the apron of the ring between the center and bottom ropes. The referee starts his count, but Londos doesn't even care to rest. He comes right back in again and is thrown once more by Bronco Nagurski. Again he crashes to the canvas with that chancery, with Nagurski in there anxious to press that advantage if he possibly can. This time Londos has gotten around behind him, but it still does him no good, and once more he crashes to the canvas using a rabbit punch now and then in an attempt to break out of that hold if he possibly can. He's managing to keep that right shoulder off the canvas. The referee is down there looking to see if it's a fall, but no, he's back up onto his feet again, with Nagurski dragging him over to the ropes. And watch that left arm of Nagurski's go over Londos' shoulder. That was a punishing hold if we ever saw one. Yes, it was, ladies and gentlemen. The referee has objected to it. Jim Londos is over in the neutral corner, and Bronco Nagurski is feeling of that injured arm of his in there, chasing after Nagurski, smashing him to the canvas with that airplane whirl and slam. Now apparently deciding to go to work on that arm again. It's that same arm over the shoulder to which he's already applied such punishment. Down to the canvas, Bronco Nagurski goes once more. Watch him try and protect that arm if he can, but no, Jimmy Londos is too quick for him. He gets in there with the airplane whirl, slams him to the canvas again. It looks bad, ladies and gentlemen, for Bronco Nagurski. Watch the referee down there counting, and there is a new champion of the world, Jim Londos, who in his excitement and happiness jumps up and down like a rubber ball there, and in come his seconds and handlers, just as happy about the whole thing as he, as his hand is raised now.